You know what it takes to be number one. At State Farm, so do we.
What they do, people I think sometimes can take for granted. They're two of the more valuable players on the team, with Ryan's punting and Beep's field goal ability and kickoff ability. Really give us great field position advantages, which end up ultimately being keys to winning games.
I started off playing soccer my whole life. Was a good soccer player. My mom wouldn't let me play football until I was in 7th grade, and it was even flag football. So I told her I wouldn't get hurt in flag football. She finally let me play. Went to high school, played football, was on the varsity team. When I first came in here, the coaches told me I kicked off, and I did all three of my community college: kickoff, field goal, punt. When I came in, Coach Groh was like, just concentrate on punting. I have a tendency to drive the ball more so than I do to get more hang time on the ball, and that's the combination of things: a little bit longer step, lower drop, make lower contact on the ball. And I've been really working on fixing those habits.
Bradley Robinson is deep, the single safety. He's the starting corner, and Weigand, pretty good kick, good hang time. He comes up to the 37 to make the catch, and he is going to be hit and dropped.
He's really had to change his punting style earlier this year. You know, the coaches asked him to change it to instead of 55-yard punts, kicking it 45 yards with more hang time, so we can get down there and cover better.
The longer you hold on to the ball, and the shorter your steps are, the higher up through you can get to the ball. Last year I covered a lot more ground than I do this year. I probably shortened up my steps maybe a yard, and it's helped. And I could even get shorter.
Ryan's punting the ball real well this year. He's given us great advantage on the field position. And then when I'm able to go in there and punt, I'm able to put him down this year.
Heading to the corner, and this one will bounce at the 11-yard line and go out inside the 10 or about the 9.
Coach Groh would always tell me that on a plus field punt, you only have to kick it 30 yards from the 40, or you don't have to have a beautiful punt that everybody in the stands is oohing and ahhing about. You just have to control the distance so it goes down into about the 5-yard line, and then hopefully we'll get a good bounce.
Beep's the all-time career short, the punts down inside the 20, inside the 10 or whatever. So, I mean, if I'm a head coach, I'm going to play Beep too.
My nickname is Beep, and I got that from my grandfather when I was real little. He was in a wheelchair, he had cancer, and I'd climb up on him and he'd tap me in the nose and say Beep, and I'd laugh at him. And he passed away.
I think he was real close with his grandfather, and so he started telling people he was Beep, and he wanted to be called Beep, and from then on I guess it just stuck, and so everyone just calls him Beep.
51-yard kick for Chris Gould, and it's going to be good.
Obviously, I've been able to take advantage of the field goal attempts I've had this year. The change in the technique has helped a lot, but Vic and Danny Aiken have done a great job all year. And I think with the little added help of the special teams, it really just boosted us up into the upper echelon of teams in the ACC. A lot of people think, field goal kicking is just being consistent, day in and day out, which it is, but it's hard to be consistent when you're not feeling the same every day. You have to make adjustments. Sometimes on kickoff you have to be 6 inches back, further on your steps, or sometimes you have to be 6 inches further up. And the same for field goal.
They know they go in with the game on the line and the game in their hands, and they either do their job and it's right because that's what they're supposed to do, or they mess up and they kind of get the blame for everything.
Chris Gould to try to win it for Virginia. Snap back, ball down, the kick is up, it is long enough, it is good!
Against Middle Tennessee State, he told me, it's going to come down to a field goal. At halftime, he said it was going to come down to a field goal. Obviously, he'd been ready since halftime. He drilled it right down the middle.
I want the opportunity to make the big kick. It's my job to go out there and make field goals. And obviously, if I'm on the field with 3 seconds left, I control the destiny of the team, and I trust myself that I'm going to be able to go out there and make the field goal. And that's the mindset that you have to have as a field goal kicker, that if the opportunity comes, you're going to be able to make the field goal and win the game.
25, and he found the wedge, 30, 35, 40, and he is going to be hit and drop. A real good hit, and I think Gould, the kicker, made one fine tackle.
It's nice to see them just as willing as us to mix it up, and it also gives a boost to our team to see, well, the kickers out there hitting these guys, and we need to be out here hitting these guys.
When I see the punt returner starting to run the ball, I get angry because I want him on the ground, especially with the NC State game. When I tackled him, I saw everyone kind of folding in, and I figured the only place he had to go was outside. So I ran there, and he jumped in, he jumped out, and that's where I was. So I was trying to fill a gap.
My mindset is that, I switched from being a kicker right after to trying to be a linebacker and going down there. The intensity that Coach Diaco and Coach Gould bring to special teams, and they really, I guess, emphasize, after you kick the ball, get down in coverage as fast as you can because you're the 11th guy. If someone breaks through, you have to fill the hole. And obviously Ryan and I have had good practice for that this year, and we've been able to make a couple big hits.